Hare Krishna. So, welcome to this special class on the day of Independence Day. So, today being Independence Day for Indian citizens, it's a very auspicious moment, you can say, or it's like very a moment for celebration and all. So, all the Indian citizens they celebrate Independence Day on today, August 15, and this year it is on. It's also an Ekadashi, so being on Ekadashi, it's also very spiritual, very most auspicious day because it is the day of Ekadashi, the day of Madhava, Krishna. Okay, so we have decided today to discuss on this very important topic today, freedom, or you can say swatantrata. Okay. So today being Independence Day, it's very logical to talk about freedom. What is it? Okay, so generally everyone is looking for this thing. What is that? Freedom. Everyone freedom. Okay, so there have been many movements in the world for independence, or there have been many great rulers, so who were trying to conquer others. So since if we see in our history, that's what we read. Somebody wanted to conquer on someone, and someone wanted to fight and get freedom. Other rulers are ruling upon us, we want to be free. So basically everybody wants to be free. Free means what? What I want I will do. Why there is some kind of rules, regulation, why there are barriers, that's called freedom. Generally everybody has this feeling that I should be free. No one should kind of ask me anything. Even small children, they want like whatever they are doing, let them do. Whatever I want to do, let me do. Don't disturb me. Don't ask me why, or don't ask me to stop. Okay, that is what. If you go into deep on this is not just only independence from someone or from some other country or from some rulers. It is based on actually on our consciousness, in our or you can say something like by default it is. What is by default? By default Jiva want to be free. Nobody want to be under control, nobody want to be bound, everyone want to be free. Okay, so like even if animal, if you give, they don't want to be tied up, anything. Okay, so that's the point here. So what this freedom is all about? Is it only that some people, okay, at least like as the today's Independence Day for Indians, so it is why? Because British rule was there and India got free from British rule on this particular day. That was the point. Okay, so now is this the only freedom? Somebody was ruling and we sent them out, and now some other person is ruling. Okay, so this we feel like this is because of on our own behalf, like we all together decided that this one will be our king or government, so we will live under this government. Earlier British government was ruling, now some other Indian government is ruling, so we call it freedom. Okay, so now point is this only the meaning of freedom? So if you see, there are two words called Baddha Jiva and Mukta Jiva. Baddha Jiva means conditioned soul, or soul which is entangled. Baddha means it is bound. Mukta means liberated. So we are talking on a very higher level, not only this national level. We are talking on very higher level. What is called Baddha and what is called Mukta. So conditioned soul or bound, entangled soul, they are called entangled, they are called Baddha. Why? Because there are many things which are binding him. Okay, he is not free. One may think, oh, now I am under Indian government, so I am free. Let's celebrate Independence Day of freedom. But actually we are not free. We are still bound. We are bound in Maya. Okay, so getting free from Maya is real freedom. That's the point I want to bring today. Okay, so many places Prabhupada also give very great understanding about this word freedom. Okay, so there is one verse in Bhagavatam where it is said about Sri Narad Muni that Suta Vacha Evam Sambhashya Bhagavan Narado Vasavi Sutam Amantriya Veenam Narayan Yayau Yadrichika Munihi. Yayau Yadrichika means the way he wanted. Suta Goswami said, thus addressing Vyasdev, Srila Narad Muni took leave of him and vibrating on his Veena instrument, he left to wander at his free will. So this is after conversation of Naradji and Vyasdev. Naradji went, so the explanation said that he went and he left to wander at his free will. He was just free. Anywhere he can go anytime. There was no control over him. Okay, that's the point here. So every living being, every living entity, every jiva is anxious for full freedom. That is his. Why? Because that is his transcendental nature. By nature, everyone wants freedom. Everybody is anxious for freedom. Actually, this is the only thing why friction comes in between people, because they want that what I say, you do that. People say, if you love me, you do what I say. Okay. Can people say, don't you love me? Cannot you do this for me? So they say, because they want, somehow or other they want to control others. And nobody want to be controlled. Everybody want to be free. That is their transcendental nature. Everybody want to be free. So this freedom is obtained only through the transcendental service of the Lord. Prabhupada is saying. Everybody want to be free. Nobody want to be under control. But if you see practically, we are under control. Earlier, some rulers, then another ruler, then Britishers, then now Indian government. But anyway, we are not free. We are under some control. Okay. So, but that is why we are not satisfied, because originally we want to be free, independent. But we are not independent. Why? Because we are under the control. And ultimately, there is the biggest control is control of Maya. Maya is controlling every jiva. So the real freedom is that when one comes under the service of Krishna. That is called real freedom. Okay. So Prabhupada is saying that jiva gets illusioned by external energy, Maya, and then starts thinking that he is free. Under the actually all the jiva means me, you, all living entities, whether it is ant, whether it is elephant, whether it is Devi Devta, all are living entities. So every living entity, they are illusioned by Maya, external energy of Krishna. They are illusioned. That means they are under the illusion of Maya. That's why it's called Maya. Maya means what is not. That is called Maya, which looks like it is, but actually it is not. So this is Maya. So what is that here in this case? In this case, Maya is, we are under the influence of Maya. How? because we are thinking we are free. This Maya is giving idea that we are free, but actually we are not free. Actually, everyone, all the living entities, bound up by the laws of nature. Under the laws of material nature, everybody is bound. That's the point here. Okay, so material nature having law, material nature's law, and that laws are binding everyone. So that's a conditioned soul cannot freely move from one place to another, even in this earth, and what to speak of one planet to another. The point is that Baddha Jiva cannot go anywhere. He is Baddha, he cannot move anywhere just like that. Okay. So see, I am not even free to eat as per my own desire. I am bound to eat through mouth only. That's condition. What you can say that you are free or you are independent? One cannot control urine for 10 minutes. What you are talking about freedom? So that means you are under control, right? You are under control because you don't have freedom. You may have freedom in few cases, right? Now, like for example, now I have freedom. I can raise my hand. Okay, I can raise my hand in few directions, but I cannot raise my hand in all the directions, right? So there is some bondage. I have some freedom that I can breathe, but I am not having full freedom that breathing I can control also. One day there is no breathe, then I have no over control. I cannot see backside while my eyes are front. I cannot see backside. Many things we are bound. Okay, but there is, so this is called conditioned soul, who is bound from many rules, many situations. They are bound. That is why one should not too much figure out. One should not waste too much time, energy, and effort in this kind of discussion. Freedom or this is all very material concept. One country ruling on another country, this, that. Of course, these things are practical, these things are very important, but that's not all in all. That's not everything. Okay? Because if some other country is ruling on one country and they are torturing it like very badly and all, so it's good that they are, in that case, they are free and they can live in a better way. You know? But that's not everything about freedom. Freedom actually means attaining our original nature. So when people, Indian people, okay, so even okay, for time being I will stop this topic here, but I'll just explain a little more and then we'll come back to here. Because in modern way, people, if you just think, okay, forget about, for time being, just keep the spiritual point on some side, but just from the material point of view, what freedom we think is. The Britishers went, so we are free? No, actually not. Freedom means what your original things are. Are you situated back to that original things? Somebody came, he ruled you, and he made you to work in some particular manner. Work or behave in a particular manner because he was ruler, so he was ruling and he was ordering, hey, you do like this, so you did that. So what is freedom means? Freedom means one day you are free from that ruling party or ruling person, and now you are doing your own things which you were doing earlier. Yes. So that's also not the case. Britishers ruled here and they went, but still we are on the same track. We are still following what they taught us. What they wanted us to do, we are still doing that. So where is the freedom? Think about it. Right? Where is the freedom? Because you see, we now, what dress we wear, that's foreign dress. What language we speak, British language. And what food we like, foreign food, British food. all that. Nowadays you see cakes, chocolates, pizza, pasta, all people like very much in India now, but it's all Britishers or foreign countries, Western countries food. Culture, the dressing, speaking, all those senses are changed. Everything is changed. And everything we follow what they do. Right? We don't even do things in our own language. Right? So, freedom means getting situated back into our original activities which we were doing, which are our real activities. When we were ruled by someone, that time we were imposed with their activities. So we were bound by their rules and we were doing the activities which they wanted us to do. But now because we are free, so we must do our own activities. So just thinking on a material point of view, if we are Indian, we must do our Indian activities which we were doing earlier. But like for example, there was a general called Dalhousie. He said this thing, we will leave India, but we'll make them in such a way so that eternally, all the time, they will be our slave. We'll change the software. So we'll make their mindset in such a way that they will always follow us. For that we have to remove their Gurukul system. So they removed the Gurukul system and the Vedic education. And then they brought convent education. And this convent education started teaching anti-Vedic system. And people, especially the children, the convent is school. The main motive is to fill the little minds, the future generation of India, those small kids, their brain, their mind with what information? Information or logics which says that Vedic knowledge is no use. It's all mythology. These are all just some stories. There is no reality. There is no fact there. So that's what they are feeding us in the convent school, and that was the technique of Dalhousie to make Indian slaves for them. Okay, so even though they left, but still India is following their system. India is following their things. Okay, so that is the point which one should think: are we really free? If free, then why are not we doing our real activity, our original activities? Why we are still following their activities? Right? So that's the point here. We are somehow they made such a psychological change, or what do you call it, in the Indian thinking, that Indian started thinking that Indian things are waste, Indian things are no use. Right? But now some people are realizing it. Now whole world is doing Ayurveda. They are following Ayurveda, but it is one of the Veda. It was there in India all the time, and people were following Ayurveda. Right? Big surgeries were done in Ayurveda, but these people, they made fun of Ayurveda, and they said, "What, you people are eating this grass and all, and you think you will be cured? We'll give you tablet capsules." Right? Now all the world is following Ayurveda. So the point is, they wanted to make us their slave from our thought process, so that we can think that only their product is good, not ours. And there are two reasons. One reason is that when we think that their products are good, their philosophy is good, their knowledge is good, their language is good, their dressing is good, their culture is good, then one thing will be that we will be always their slave. Second thing will be that we will not give value to our own things. So that what is the loss? Anybody takes them, we don't care. Right? Suppose in your home something is there, very useless thing. Somebody takes it, no problem. Even you will throw it away. So all those things which were very valuable in India, they made our thought process in such a way so that we did not understand their value, so that they can take that things in very cheap rate. All the herbal things, these herbs which are useful in Ayurveda treatment, they will take, because in India now, at least now some people know the value, but few years back nobody understand the value of herbal products. So, so they were taking it on very cheap rate, very just like that. They were exporting things from here, and nobody was bothering. And they, in our land, they put tea and coffee, and they stole the valuable things like the spices and the herbs, which are very useful for health. And they gave us tea and coffee, and we, whole India, started drinking tea and coffee and forget their own culture. The valuable things they were stealing, and we were drinking and enjoying tea and coffee. Right? So that's the point. So ultimately, if you see from these two things, one thing is from mindset, we are still their slave. And second thing, because we don't like our things, people are stealing them very nicely, very cheaply. So now, coming to the spiritual point of view, that, as I said, freedom is starting our own, coming back and starting our own activity, our real, our original activity. So when you think that you are Indian, you think Britishers were ruling you. But I am an Indian, this is my false identity. This is my true this is not my true identity. I am Indian, I am American, this is our bodily consciousness. So when you think from a spiritual consciousness, you will know that you are not Indian, you are not American, you are soul. So what is the soul's original identity, original activity? Jiva Sarupa Krishna Nitya. So Das means service to Krishna. So original activity of Jiva is service to Krishna. Right? So when one is relocated in that position, what position? Servant of Krishna. So when he is relocated in that position, servant of Krishna, then he starts doing his original activity, which is service to Krishna. And then he becomes really happy and really free. So that's what he mentioned by Srila Prabhupada, that a full-fledged free soul, fully free soul, like Narad Muni, always engaged in chanting the Lord's glory, is free to move not only on earth but also in any part of universe as well as in any part of the spiritual sky. Why Naradji is free? Always engaged in the service of Krishna. Naradji is always engaged in chanting the holy name, chanting the glories of Krishna. That's why he is fully liberated. He is Muktatma, and he can go to anywhere. He can go to any planet, not only in the material aspect, he can go even to the spiritual planets anytime he want to go. Okay, Yadrakshaya. He is fully free. So, Prabhupada saying we can just imagine the extent and unlimitedness of his freedom, which is as good as that of the Supreme Lord. So when a bhakta, when a devotee is fully situated in the service of Krishna, he becomes independent as almost like Krishna only. He becomes fully free. We can just imagine now, Prabhupada saying, there is no reason or obligation for his travelling and no one can stop him from his free movement. So nobody can stop Naradji, because he is completely free. Similarly, the transcendental system of devotional service is also free. It may or may not develop in a particular person, even after he undergoes all the detailed formulas. Okay. The transcendental system of devotional service is also free. So one cannot say, Arey Baba, these many years I was chanting, why I am not becoming devotee. It's everything, we have to do our effort and Krishna will show his mercy. So nobody, Krishna is fully free, nobody can force Krishna. Okay. It may or may not develop in a particular person even after he undergoes all the detailed formulas. Similarly, the association of the devotee is also free. One may be fortunate to have it, or one may not have it even after thousands of endeavors. The fortunate person is who gets association of devotee. Therefore, in all spheres of devotional service, freedom is the main pivot. Without freedom, there is no execution of devotional service. The freedom surrendered to the Lord does not mean that the devotee becomes dependent in every respect. To surrender unto the Lord through the transcendental, transparent medium of the spiritual master is to attain complete freedom of life. So that's the thing Prabhupada is saying here. The formula is to attain complete freedom of life. Wow! To surrender unto the Lord through the transparent medium of the spiritual master. So through the transparent medium transparent medium is Guru, Krishna, Jiva. In between there is a medium which is transparent, and that medium is Guru. So Guru is just like a transparent medium. Whatever comes from Krishna, he gives to Jiva. Whatever Jiva gives, he gives to Krishna. Like that, you can say. Okay. So, as I said initially, that everybody want to be free, and that's the nature that Jiva want to live free, attain freedom. So how one can attain freedom? Not like this. Oh, this country is ruling over me, so I will fight with them and I will come under another country's rule. No. Okay. So, what is real freedom? Real freedom is surrendering unto Krishna. But one should not think, if I will surrender to Krishna, I will be again bound. Why? Because my master will be Krishna, so he will not allow me everything. No, that's why it mentioned here. The freedom surrendered to the Lord does not mean that the devotee becomes dependent in every respect. Actually, it's not like that. Devotee is not becoming dependent, but devotee is happily serving to Krishna. Okay, so that is called real freedom. Real freedom is to be surrendered to Krishna. This is real freedom. Real independence is being dependent on Krishna. That's the point here. Real independence means being dependent upon Krishna. Okay, so that's the real freedom. So, because that's what you see. When you go to office, you are not free exactly. You are bound. When you go to anywhere, you are having something. But when you go to your home, you are bindas. Wherever you want, you will sleep. Whenever you want, you will get up. Whenever you want, you will eat. Whenever you want, whatever you want, you can do in your home. Nobody say anything as such. Right? This is your own home. So that's what. If you think from the soul point of view, this is not your home. This is material world. This is Maya's section, Maya's rule. Here you cannot live free. Here you cannot live happy because you are in a foreign culture. Here it is not your original place. Your original place is Golok Dham. That's why Prabhupada says, go back home, back to Godhead. So when you go home, which is Golok Vrindavan, so when we go there in Golok Vrindavan, that's our home. So there we are completely free. Bindas. Okay. So that's the point here. So to surrender unto the Lord through. So if you want, so what is the real freedom? Real freedom is surrender unto Krishna. Real independence is being dependent upon Krishna. So how to do that? Through the transparent medium of Guru. So we surrender to Guru in that way. Okay. So that's why Guru is representative of Krishna. Okay. So that's the main point here. That real freedom is this. So one should not be too much too much involved in this thing. Okay, from a Vyavaharik point of view, one can be like that, but from a spiritual point of view, that doesn't matter much. Okay, because really what matter is coming out of the control of Maya, coming out of the getting freedom from Maya. That's the real point from the soul point of view. Okay, because now soul is conditioned, soul is bound under this body. Okay, and what maximum we can do? To change the body. What else? So this is not the freedom. Freedom is when soul reaches back home, back to God. So one should not get emotional or like that with this material concept. One should think, I am soul. My original place is Golok Vrindavan. My original activity is service to Krishna. So my real freedom is when I attain those activities back. Okay. So that's the point here. Okay. So okay. So in this way, now the coming to the last section of this presentation, how I can attain that freedom. Okay. So for that there is a process. Process is like, if you want to be free from one country who is ruling on your country, you have to fight. You have to do something. So same way, in order to get free from the clutches of Maya, one has to serve Krishna. Okay. So there is the process given to get free from the Maya. What is the process? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasam, Sakyam, Atmanirvanam. This 9 process. Oh. So when one does this 9 process, at least one out of 9. Okay, at least Shravanam and Kirtan. The most process and the most powerful process among 9 is chanting the holy name. Okay, so when one is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So when one is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, hearing Krishna Katha, taking Mahaprasadam only, in this way, when one acts, that means one is trying to come out of the clutches of Maya. Okay, like the freedom fighter, they start doing little, and then that movement become a big movement, and then they throw out the enemy. So foreign ruler, they easily can throw. So similarly, one round Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then 2 rounds, then Bhagavad Gita, like that. Slowly we build our power, and we can defeat Maya. Okay, and that's why individually it becomes difficult. So collectively, even for freedom, they used to do collective activities. So freedom fighters, they will all come together and they will fight. So collective effort was more powerful, more efficient. So same way, coming out of clutches of Maya, we all should come together and collectively we should chant and we should hear Krishna Katha and we should do Vaishnava Seva. So in this way, when we do collective things, we become more strong and Maya does not touch us. Okay. So coming out of the clutches of Maya, that's our goal. The process is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That Mahamantra, the sound vibration of Hare Krishna Mahamantra will make the rope of Maya very weak, and we can easily cut it off, and we can attain the real freedom, which is going back home, back to Godhead. So the process is chanting Hare Krishna and hearing Krishna Katha, taking Mahaprasad only. Okay, the goal, the present situation is that I am in material world, I am not free, I am under the control, I am under the clutches of Maya. So I am bound, I am conditioned. So goal is I want to be free, liberated, Muktatma. So what is my goal? My goal is to get free, to get liberated and go back home, back to Godhead. So what is the process? So process is chanting Hare Krishna and reading Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Krishna Katha, taking Mahaprasadam only. And what is the favorable environment? Like if you see the freedom fighters, they used to live in a very closed group, not revealing their secret activities against British rule to anyone. So in this way, we are also, Prabhupada used to say that chanting Hare Krishna means openly declaring war against Maya. So we have now taken part in this war against Maya. So we should not be too much like that. We should have our closed group, secret group, where we discuss all our plans, how to defeat Maya. So that is our favorable environment. In simple language, it is Sat Sangha, Vaishnava Sangha, association of devotee. Okay, and who can guide us? So that is our Guru, who will guide us and who is transparent medium between us and our Krishna. So by the guidance and instructions of Guru, we will progress. When Guru gives guidance and instruction, we follow that and we progress like that in the towards our goal, which is going back home, back to Godhead. So going back home, back to Godhead is the real freedom, and relocating ourselves in the service of Krishna is our real activities which we do on our as we free will. Okay, out of our as a free soul, like, okay, so that is our original activity. Like freedom means relocating ourselves in our original activity. So original activity is to serve Krishna. Okay, so that's the point here. So I spoke about freedom, and from the material point of view, from the spiritual point of view, and what is the real understanding of independence, and what is our real goal, what is the process, favorable environment, and our mentor or guide. Okay, so in this way, this section, this presentation of Independence Day is completed here. Thank you so much. If you have any question or comment, you can ask. Hare Krishna.